Welcome to this in depth training session on futsal agility and ball control that is designed specifically for U9 to U12 players. In this video, I will guide you through a proven methodology that develops agility, body movement, and ball control, which are key fundamentals for any aspiring futsal player. Before we started, I'd like to apologize as the audio of the video during the training session, somehow it got deleted. So I'm doing this as an overdub while we're watching the training session. Now, before we dive in, remember, this video is about showcasing perfect technique and not flawless execution. Instead, it's about demonstrating a training system that I use in training that works for players of all levels. It doesn't matter if you're a parent working with your child at home or a novice futsal coach building your practice sessions. This methodology is simple to understand and highly effective. By the way, stick with me at the end, to the end, watch the whole video, where I'll share with you 3 pro tips to help you maximize results using these drills. So let's get started. Our session begins with body movement activities designed to build agility, balance, and coordination, which all three are crucial skills that differentiate from futsal to soccer. Notice how these players are working on short movements, focusing on their posture and foot placement. As you guys can see, this is the first session that these players are doing. So I am allowing them to do the activity the way they think they should without making any coaching points. So while they're going around the cones, while they're going over the ladders, although I've given them a certain movement for the ladders and I explained to them they should go around the cones, I have not given them any other specific coaching points. I'm encouraging the players to stay light on their toes with a slight bend on their knees and ready to pivot or change direction at any moment. Now I'm stepping in and I'm going to make some coaching points on this after I saw how they go. So now I'm explaining to them that the cones are basically representing defenders to approach the defender directly and do a feint one way and explode, change direction towards the other side. So now let's see how they're going to perform this. Instead of just going around the cones, this time I'm expecting them to go at the defender, plant, and change direction. At the defender, plant, and change directions. As you guys can see, they're not trying to pose and fake the defender out. They're actually just going through the movement, which is okay. It's okay if they don't get it perfect. Again, there's enough improvement there from the first time they did it to this time to work with. And again, repetition is going to allow them to understand what I'm trying to do. So this activity is not going to be done just for the one time, but over time, coming to different sessions, we're going to re-emphasize this. Now, pay attention to the body alignment, okay? Players should aim for a smooth, controlled movement, avoiding any exaggerated motions. So you plant your foot, right? And you want to exaggerate the motion of feinting and working to fake out the defender. So after this, we're just going to basically incorporate and introduce now a ball. So again, we did not have perfection of this activity, but good enough to make an improvement. So now I just want to step in and start incorporating touching the ball. So now I'm explaining to them to the same movement, and they touch the ball with the sole of their foot. On this side that we're doing, basically the left foot, okay, touch the ball back. Again, their touch is not perfect, but it's a good starting point, okay? So side shuffle through the ladder, which is the agility, and then touching the ball and still doing the same activity on the cones. Side shuffle, okay? Again, I'm asking them to basically use the bottom of their foot. We're using now the left foot only, okay? This player is using the right foot, so I'm trying to explain to her to start using the left foot. Players need to get comfortable with using the left foot as much as possible if they're right-footed, or use the right foot as much as possible if they're left-footed. So again, shuffling, which is the agility move, right? And basically touching the ball with the bottom of the foot sole. Futsal training requires a lot of sole repetitions. Why? Because on a futsal court, it's much easier and provides better ball control if you can use the sole of your foot. Some of the great players like Iniesta and Xavi, who played, tremendous roles for the national team of Spain and Barcelona, always use the bottom of their foot, even on the soccer field. As of today, if you watch a soccer match, you'll notice a lot of technical players using the bottom of the foot to control, not just the instep. So once again, using the instep in a futsal court is different than using on the soccer because the ball is going to get away with it. So using the bottom of the foot gives you better control and kind of kills the ball close to your body. And that's what these guys are working on. Left foot sole only, providing that extra touch while they're still using their agility movements and going through the ladder by way of shuffling. Okay, the challenge of this is the next level. Unlike soccer ball, the futsal ball is slightly smaller and heavier, so it forces the players to focus on the precision touch of the moment. Watch how the players combine their agility and trying to get quality touches on the ball. Here's where the magic of futsal comes in. Not only are players using the body movement to stay agile, but they're also engaging their brain to make quick, deliberate decisions about their touch. It's okay, again, if they don't get it perfect. It's okay if, they don't do the best feints. It's an introduction session. And as I get repetitions, because these activities will repeat themselves over number of sessions, will slowly start seeing an improvement, not only on the touches of their foot or the ball, but also improvement on their body structure, their agility, their planting of the foot, as well as their feints. So what we did now is we switched to the other side. So now we're going to use the right foot, same activity, but now we're using the right foot. We're still doing our shuffling through the ladder. We're still using agility and body movement. Boom. So plants, feints goes the other way. Plants, feints goes the other way. She did a very good job with that. Second player, same thing. Right foot only, sole, shuffling through the ladder, back and forth, touches on the ball. Let's see how she does when she approaches the defender, the cone. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely. Again, I want to emphasize repetition of these activities over and over in different training sessions will make an improvement. So again, we're focusing on the sole of the foot. Futsal players rely heavily on this part of the foot for control to ensure players that are getting comfortable dragging, stopping, and manipulating the ball with their soles. So I suggest highly encourage players to keep their heads up as much as possible, trying not only to build awareness of the court and where the ladder is and where the cone's at, but to instill good habits in game situations, which again is using the sole of the foot. Once again, remember, mistakes are part of the process. What matters most is the effort and progression that we see, not perfection. So let's see. Plant, shift, plant, shift, plant, shift. Again, players are getting better at planting their foot, changing the balance, the weight of their body to the opposite side, exploding. And again, the emphasis is to build a quality feint move, which in futsal is tremendous. Plan, change. This was better. This one was even better, okay? So once again, in a futsal environment, feints are much more common and more effective than in an outdoor soccer game. But if you get really good at mastering the feint movement, then in soccer, it's an extra tool, okay? Once again, bringing all these combination of activities and integrating agility movements into the dynamic ball control. If you notice, these activities sort of mimic real game situations where players must be agile and technical. All right. Then on the next training sessions, once they get better at this, then we're going to introduce pressure. So they're going to do the same activity, but they're going to have a little bit of a pressure on them. Okay. So now the next activity is as follows. You will see a little bit of a variation on the activity, and what we like to call a progression. Okay. Again, I basically do, at least, depending on the amount of kids that are in the training session, at least 3 times per player. Do the activity 3 times per player, okay? And, the same activity will be reemphasized in a number of different sessions. So now I'm going to show them what the next activity is. We're just going to basically slightly roll the ball and go over the ladder, receive the ball at the end, dribble again towards the defender, roll the ball across our bodies, trying to fake the defender and use the opposite foot to get away. Okay. So once again, coach messed up here. We're going to attack the defender. In other words, we're going to dribble towards the defender, use our body feint, roll the ball with the sole of our foot across our body, and use the other foot to push the ball and get away from the defender that we just went around. Okay, so let's see how this progression goes. Let's see how the players do as they basically transition from one activity to the other. All right, so coach gets done finishing their ladder, and here we go. Now a bit of a touch from the player. Roll across, not bad direction. Roll across, not bad direction. So use their instep as opposed to the outside part of the foot. That's okay. Same thing. Not bad. Not bad for the first time. Not bad. Okay. There's a coaching point that I want to make to them as they're basically going too close to the cone. So I explained to you in a little bit. Let's see what they do. Okay, let's see what they do. So again, we're concentrating on the movement. Roll the ball across their body. Use the other foot to change direction. Roll the ball across the body. Use the opposite foot. Okay. I demonstrated rolling the ball across my body and then using the outside part of my foot to get away. But these guys are using the instep. That's okay. As I said, it's a good enough improvement. All right. So here now I'm going to talk to them about why they can't get away too close to the cone. Because remember, the close to the cone represents a player. So if they get too close to the cone, all right, the defender, all they got to do is just stick their foot out and kick the ball away. So you got to have a decent distance. You got to judge it as you're dribbling towards the defender. Head up, look at the defender, not too close, not too far away. That's something that we have to work on. Also, when they were shifting the ball across their body, try to use the right foot to change direction, or should I say the opposite foot to change direction. Okay, but that's okay. Like I said, it's a good enough improvement for the first training session. Touching and rolling the ball on the ladder, rolling the ball across their body, changing direction. It's a pretty good progression, a pretty good improvement. As I said, coaching points: start slow and then increase the intensity as players get more comfortable in doing the movement. It's better to perform an activity correctly at a slower pace than rush through it in a sloppy technique. Again, are you going to get perfection the first time? Absolutely not. Okay. Once again, I will emphasize to the players here why we can't go too close to the cone. Remember, the cone represents a defender. So if we make the move too close to the defender, all they got to do is stick their foot out and poke the ball away. So we have to evaluate how close or how far are we making that move. Are they old enough to understand the concept? Yes, they are. So explaining to them, look, you got to go dribble at the defender and you got to make the move not too close because the defender is going to poke it away, and of course not too far because if you make the move too far, now you're giving the defender room and time to adjust and try to follow you and kick the ball away. Okay, simple little coaching points make go a long way. By the way, so it's not that difficult to understand. Players do get it, especially if you slow down and basically explain to them. Tip for the parents: if your child struggles with combining movements, it's okay to break it down into smaller steps. So, for example, have them master the body movement first and then gradually introduce the ball. Tip for coaches: use positive reinforcement during these activities. Highlight the effort and the improvement rather than pointing out every single mistake. Confidence is just as important of a skill in development at any stage as is the actual activity. All right, so now I want to send you guys, share with you guys, actually, should I say, some of the 3 pro tips that I wanted to go over. Once you've seen the methodology in action, as you just seen here, the 3 tips I have for you, the 3 pro tips are as follows: create a structure routine. Consistency is key. Schedule short, focused training sessions, maybe 3-4 times per week, to see noticeable improvement in your players' agility and ball control. Customize the activities for your space, whether you are in the gym, in the backyard, in a hallway. You can adapt all of these activities to fit any environment. And lastly, celebrate progress, not perfection. Remember, every player develops at their own pace. The goal isn't to have flawless technique right away, it's to build a foundation that improves every time. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video has given you valuable insights and tools to take your futsal training to the next level. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Futsal Today for more expert tips, training content, interviews, everything about the youth futsal landscape here in America and overseas. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next training session.